Hello guys, Lido Daniel here, founder at Cryptowiz. Today's video is an introduction to Cryptowiz. This is what I call an extended cut. So instead of making multiple short videos, I'm going to just do one take and cover multiple topics. So if you don't have a lot of time to watch this full extended cut, then just pause this video. And down in the description below, I'm going to put an overview of the different topics that I'm covering and the timestamp, so you could just fast forward to the topics that interest you most. However, if you have time to watch the entire video, then do please enjoy. Before we start, just let me welcome you guys to this channel. This is not the official channel for Cryptowiz. This is just a solution that I came up with to be able to connect with close friends and people who are interested in following our project. We'll be launching an official Cryptowiz YouTube channel later this year. So for now, this is just for a small group of close contacts. I don't have my camera set up as yet, but once I have a good microphone and have a good camera, then you guys will be seeing me somewhere down here or up here, and we'll be able to have a little bit better quality of video. So this is the very first video that I'm making for this channel, so sorry about that guys, but I'll be upgrading soon. So let's just jump right into it. So what is Cryptowiz? Cryptowiz is a web-based app that allows cryptocurrency investors to have access to monthly reports, statistics, and tools to help them understand certain market dynamics. Okay, so in the link of this description, there's a document that explains it a bit better. That is this document. It's called Cryptowiz Modules. And what it is it's a PDF that describes the 5 modules that you'll be able to have access to on the first version of Cryptowiz. So when Cryptowiz launches later this year, you'll be able to have access to these 5 modules, and in the current beta version, these 2 modules are already operational and available for testing. Okay, so that is a very handy link, so you could just look down in the description below and just click to download this PDF. You'll see, for example, that this is one of the first modules that we have already released for beta. This document will tell you how coin growth calculator works, why you should use it, and also when you should use it. And this document does the same thing for all of the other modules that will be available on Cryptowiz. Okay, just let me scroll down a bit. So this is the second one. This is the scenario simulator. Then there's a coin market cap prices. So this module will allow you to see the real-time prices of cryptocurrency. And this one is very interesting, guys. This is the price change comparison. I think a lot of you guys who like to do some midterm trading would like the options that this specific module offers you on Cryptowiz. And aggregated metrics is for more advanced users who really want to have a good feeling of where the market stands in terms of trading volume, market cap dynamics. So this gives you a very good feeling of the market. So this is the 5th module that will be available. Once again, guys, you could just download this document in the description below, and you could just read it in your own time, and it will give you a very good idea of what you can expect from the first version of Cryptowiz. All right, so the second document in the description below is the roadmap. The roadmap will tell you a bit about where we are right now in terms of pre-launch. We're currently at this phase right now, and after this will be our next target, to reach 1,000 beta users. So you could just read through the roadmap. Also, this is the post-launch activities on a high level, and then this screen tells you a bit about how you could help us with this project. So feel free to read this through. talks about how you could help us out, and it also gives you some information on how to get started. Okay, so these two documents, guys, you could download in a link below if you haven't received these documents from me already. And for the remainder of today's video, what I'll do is I'll just cover these topics with you. I'll talk about the products in the market and how this relates to Cryptowiz. I'll give you a quick review of the beta. I'll talk about the business model of Cryptowiz, explain how you guys can help, and also talk about what you can expect next. So let's jump right into number one, products in the market. I like to categorize the products that exist into 5 different groups. One is trading bots. Okay, so these are pre-programmed algorithms. Some of them are hard-coded. Some of them are, however, becoming smarter over time. But trading bots is something that are interesting to some cryptocurrency investors. That's category number one. This is just my own personal categorization, guys, so probably you might have a different view on this, but I like to group trading bots as a class of products in this space. Second group are all the real-time all the platforms or apps that give you real-time prices and alerts. Okay, then there's obvious trading platforms that also exist in the space where you could actually buy and sell cryptocurrencies. Then there's signal groups becoming more and more popular. Sometimes you could subscribe for a fee every month, and they give you tips and heads up for certain purchases of certain cryptos at a specific price point, or for when you should exit. Okay, so signals is that's a fourth group, and the fifth group is news and updates. Updates could be, you know, technology, but it could also be some political stuff that could have impact on the markets in the short or long term. So these are the 5 categories of products that I see in the market, and it's very interesting to know how Cryptowiz fits into this classification. And I'll make a separate video just on this topic alone, guys, but I just wanted to touch on it briefly in this introduction video. So the most important difference with Cryptowiz and a lot of the other apps that exist is that Cryptowiz is in itself a sort of a Swiss Army knife, which means that it's a single tool, but it consists of multiple tools. That's the biggest difference. We're able to give you multiple views on the market because you're now able to access multiple tools that you could run some very simple but insightful analysis on. Okay, so this is the number one big difference, is just the sheer amount of modules that we have on Cryptowiz to allow you to get multiple views, because we think that once you could look at the market from multiple angles and not just from your specific coins, but if you could have that macro view, it will give you a better feeling of the market and actually help you to be an all-around better investor. Okay, so we focus on scenario testing. Okay, so let's say, for example, a signal group says that a certain coin is going to do 4x in the next 6 months. You could actually run that scenario in one of our modules to see how probable it is or how feasible it is, or to see what that scenario would look like. So our platform is complementary to all the other services that already exist. So it's not like you have to choose this over another one. If you have other tools and services that you use, you could actually continue to use them, but this just gives you another view of the market and helps you do certain checks, helps you understand certain trends, give you some statistics that you find nowhere else. And we use that data from coinmarketcap.com. There's so much data, guys, just on coinmarketcap.com, historical data that is just not being utilized or actually part of being put into part of your decision making. So we like to provide some nice statistics on that data on a regular basis, just to keep you plugged in real time to what's happening. Okay, Cryptowiz is also more for long-term traders. Tools like tradingview.com, you know, that's stuff that gives you really nice technical analysis. That's more for your day trader, you know, short-term trade. Cryptowiz is more designed to support a long-term investor, just to help him get a good view and a good feeling of the market and understand what's happening right now. Okay, so I'll make a separate video, guys, about the unique selling points of Cryptowiz and really more about the product, but I just wanted to touch on some points that I think would be relevant for this video. So that's the market in short. So the products in the market in short. So let's just go through remaining 5 points, which is the beta, review, the business model, how you can help, and what to expect next. All right, guys, so I'm back to do with a new screen to do the beta walkthrough. I'm not going to go into detail as to why each of these apps in the beta version, or why each of these modules, I should say, in the beta version, why it's so important to use them. I'm going to save that for another video. I'm just going to tell you, I'll show you how it works. Okay, I'm going to assume that everyone has already registered and could just sign in. And the first thing you see when you enter the app is that there are 2 menus. There's this menu right here, and where with that first menu you're able to select which module you want to access. Then there's this second general menu right here. This information button will always tell you what the selected module does. Okay, so if you have selected a specific module and you click this information button, right now the information button does not work as yet, but when you click it, it will explain what that module does. All right, and for this specific module that we're in right now, which is the coin growth calculator, this is your input field where you could enter the cryptocurrency that you wish to analyze. Okay, so this is just a quick rundown of the coin growth calculator. When you click right here, guys, it will open up the other modules. As you can see, these 2 modules are available now, and these are scheduled for the next releases. Okay, so this is the scenario simulator. It starts off very similar to the coin growth calculator, but let's just start off with this. So the coin growth calculator, it allows you to input a certain factor for growth, and then it tells you what the new rank number will be for that cryptocurrency. So let's take, for example, EOS. Okay, so EOS right now is ranked at number 5. This is the current price. This is the current market cap. If you would fill in a certain factor, let's say factor 3, then it will actually give you 2 columns. One column is with today's, with the scenario as of today, and this is based on the multiplication factor. So what will happen is EOS will no longer be ranked number 5, but it will be ranked number 3, and instead of 3% market share, it will be on and have a 9% market share, etc., etc. So it's a very simple calculator. Most guys do this to just use a spreadsheet or a calculator. You could clear the input right here, and you could just continue for some other random coin. Let's take H here. It's rank number 51. If this was to do 10x, then that means that it will almost reach into the top 10. Okay, so you have to ask yourself, hey, you know, is it likely for H here to be in the top 10 within a certain amount of time? So from 51 to number 12. Okay, so that's what the coin growth calculator does. It calculates the price in dollars, the price in Bitcoin, the market cap, the market share, and the new rank number for you with just a few clicks. So it's a very easy and simple to use tool. The second tool is a scenario simulator, and guys, it's a very more sophisticated tool for advanced users. If you look at it at first sight, it will seem very simple what it does, but there's a lot of really cool stuff behind the output that it gives you. Okay, it starts off the same way. What it will do is it will ask you 4 questions. Question 1 is what's the growth that you expect from a certain coin? In which time do you expect that growth? Third question is, when your coin grows, to 5x or 10x or 20x? How much will the total market grow in that same amount of time? Will it double or will it triple, right? So you could put in that data also. That's a third piece of data. And then the fourth question that will ask you is, what will the Bitcoin dominance be at that moment in time? Will it be 25%, 35%, right? And when you fill in these four pieces of information, it will actually calculate the new Bitcoin price, the price of your new coin. It will compare them. It will do some really cool stuff for you. I'm going to do that more in detail. I'll explain this more in detail in a dedicated video, but I'm just going to walk through right now just to show you how it works. So let me take, let's take, for example, NEO. Let's see what rank NEO is on right now. Well, NEO is rank number 11. Okay, so by what factor do you predict the price could increase? Now I think, let's say I think NEO could grow by factor 7. Okay, so it's rank number 11. The price is $57. The market cap is $3.76 billion. I think it's going to grow by factor 7. So if that happens, the new rank is 3. So it was 11. It will actually go to number 3. This will be the new price. This will be the new market cap. Next question, in how many months do I think that NEO will do 7x? Now, I think it's going to happen in 12 months. Third question is, by what factor will the total market cap increase? So the current market cap, or the current total market cap is 362 billion. And the question is, how will that develop over time? So I think it's going to do 4x. Or let's say 3x, be a bit more conservative. That's a 3x, and the current Bitcoin dominance is 38%. I think it's going to drop a bit, maybe to 30%. And then I have inputted all the data for this scenario to be created for me. Okay, now it gives me a summary, which is cool. It tells me that the price of NEO is going to be 7x in 12 months. The total market cap will be 3x, and Bitcoin's market share will be 30%. I now have two options. I could click for show details. When I click show details, what it does is it calculates both scenarios for me. That's today and also in 12 months. What you can see if you look very closely is that the current Bitcoin price is 8,000, and based on the market cap, the total market cap growth for all cryptocurrency and Bitcoin's market share or Bitcoin's dominance, it was able to calculate what Bitcoin will be exactly at that with that input. So it's going to be $19,000. Now, I think Bitcoin is going to be a bit more. So that means, right? That means that I actually have to go back. And I think I have to either adjust this up higher, right, to be more dominant, or my total market cap was too low. So I think that if I put 5, I will have a more realistic outcome. So 5, and I'm going to keep this on 30%. I'm going to show details. So Bitcoin price is going to be 31, almost 32,000. So if I think that that's more realistic price for Bitcoin at that point in the future, then it tells me that while Bitcoin is growing by while NEO grows by 7x, I'm also able to see the factor that Bitcoin is growing by almost 4 times, and that lets me to reconsider if my investment in NEO is actually better or than how Bitcoin is developing over time. Okay, so this first button shows the details, and in the scenario it actually gives me 4 cards. One is a comparison, that is this. Okay, it tells me NEO grows by 7x because that's the input that I put, and based on the market cap and the BTC dominance, it actually also tells me that Bitcoin will in that same period of time grow by 3.9x, which means that NEO will outperform Bitcoin in that period, which is good. It will outperform it by factor 1.76, right, which is 7 divided by 3.9. Okay, once again guys, in a separate video I'm going to tell you why this is so important for investing, right, when you use the Bitcoin comparative. but I'll save that for another video. This light bulb here will actually give you the details of the calculations. Anytime you see one of these light bulbs, just know that it is actually clickable. Okay, it gives me the Satoshi value, the current rank, and it does a sanity check for me down here. And that's how this app works, guys. You could go back, you could actually edit inputs for your scenario, or you could just clear your input and just start all over again with some coin. This is a coin that I don't know what it is or what it does. It's rank number 811, and I could fill in what happens if it goes by factor X and just continue, and I'll get the same two choices at the end to show details or to check the scenario for me. So that's how the scenario simulator works, guys. Pretty straightforward. I'll explain it more in detail in a later video. All right, the last thing that I want to show you guys from the app is the dashboard. So after you create an account, you will have your own invitation code. So anytime you want to invite a friend to try our beta version, you have to give them your code, or else you wouldn't be able to get access to the application. Okay. First, to thank you guys in the future for sharing the code and helping us to get beta testers and users on our platform. What we'll do is we'll be able to see here, or you'll be able to see, I should see, the persons that have registered using your code. And when we launch, and we have a paid version of Cryptowiz, so there's going to be a free version and a paid version. We'll actually give you guys a fixed percentage for all the people that have registered using your invitation code. Okay, so they might register now as a beta user, but when we launch our apps in a few months or upgrade a platform and we decide to become a paid member, we'll actually still have those connections in our database, and we'll actually be able to reward you. And that's what this balances system work. This actually works already, guys, but we just don't have a paid version of our app as yet. But you are already making those connections, and you could already see them here in this referral page. And once they become paid users, it will actually translate into this screen for you. And each year that they update or renew their subscription, you will actually also continue to get paid from this initial work that you did by helping us refer to these early users. Okay, this is an optional setting, so it's something you could turn on and off if you don't want to be part of this referral system. You can just click it off, but you will still need to share your code with them, because the only way for people to get access is to have an invitation from a friend. In another video, I'll explain why I think that is so important for our application. Okay, so I just want to touch on that so that when you see this dashboard, you will know what it is, or at least you have an idea of what it is. And I'll make a special video just on this dashboard. Okay, but to sum it up, this is your personal invitation code. When you create your account, you could share it with your friends, and when they sign up, you'll actually see it here, and you'll see that they're all free users. And when we have a paid version, if they should choose to upgrade to become a pro user, you'll also see that they have upgraded, and you'll be able to receive a referral bonus from that. Okay, so that's it, guys, for this demo. Hope that it was helpful for you beta testers. At least you know what's clickable, what works, and you have a rough idea now as to how to use this app. Regarding the business model, so that was the third point on the agenda for today. Business model is what they call freemium, which means that Cryptowiz will have a free version where you have access to some modules, and then it's going to have a paid version where you have access to all modules. Okay, what's very important also is that the first group of users to purchase a pro account, so let's say we launch in a few months and then you upgrade to a pro account, you will have a locked in account. So that means that even if our price would increase in the future, let's say we have so many modules on the platform that we charge, that instead of charging $15 a year, we would charge $30 for a year subscription. Your subscription will always remain at that low original price. And that's one way that we will be rewarding early adopters, people who actually purchase our subscription early on, by just locking in that low price. And no matter how big we would grow in the future, they will always have this sort of VIP account with that original low price. Okay, so our business model is freemium, which means that we have a free version and we'll have a paid version when we launch. Right, we're right now in the beta testing phase. When we launch, we'll have a free and a paid version, and when we upgrade the platform and it becomes let's say it's no longer $15 but $30 per year to subscribe, the first group of users who would have subscribed will always have that original discount. Okay, so in a nutshell, that's the business model. I will make a video dedicated to just that topic. So the last 2 points is how you could help us and what to expect next. So let's start with how you could help us. We want to raise some capital to be able to redesign our user interface, develop 2 apps, one for Android, one for iOS, and for us to create some marketing material. For us to do that, we want to have at least 1,000 beta testers on the platform, because that allows us to approach some investors, and having users on your platform is actually a good thing. So we want to get some feedback from at least 1,000 users. So that's one thing that we're actually really pushing for. So if you want to help us and you like this idea, this concept of having Cryptowiz as a Swiss type of army knife with multiple platforms or with multiple modules on the platform, you could simply support us by using the app and giving us some feedback yourself, but also by sharing it with your friends. And you could give them your invite code, so when we do launch in the future, we'll also be able to thank you for helping us out early on. Okay, so that's the number one way that you could help us, by sharing it and by using it and giving us some feedback. And finally, what to expect next. So on this channel, you could expect that I'll be giving some updates about the project, also about the product. I also make a video giving you guys, sharing my background with you. Some of you guys know that I work in the bank currently for the last 10 years, but I'll talk a bit about the team that I'm working with, our future plans, etc., etc. So I'll be sharing that all here on this channel. This was my very first video, guys. Like I told you in the beginning, it's an extended view. I wanted it to just cover multiple topics, but in the future you can expect much shorter video, very compact, with specific topics. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and I'll keep in touch with you guys. Take care, cheers.